Hey guys, this is Nasar, aka the Real Estate Doru. I'm not a guru, I'm a Doru because I actually do this business. Not too many guys on YouTube or social media can say that. They really don't do this business. Anyway, today I'm going to show you how to comp properties, okay? And with comping properties is essential to your real estate business, whether you are a flipper, wholesaler, or buy and hold investor. This is extremely important. You must do this right, all right? I know this might seem cliche. You probably heard it 8 million times, but you literally make your money when you buy. That's extremely important for you to buy right, okay? While I'm getting logged into Propstream, just do me a favor. Hit that like button up for me. Channel is growing. I want to keep it growing. You know, don't want to move backwards. Let's continue to move forwards. All right. So, beat up that like button while we get logged into Propstream. All right, so this is basically Propstream telling us about some updates. They do a lot of them, you know, keep the programs current and with the times and all of that. So let me put in my address. All right, let's see if we can come up with a value for this. If you're looking at our property is, you see they have the average comps and estimated rent and estimated equity, all right? As far as like the estimates, we are not really concerned with those, all right? That's none of our business. I literally don't use none of those. I want to pay attention to what's real. What's real is what's sold, okay? You want to know why I pay attention to that? Because that's what the appraiser pays attention to. So the guy who buys it from you, when he goes to get the appraiser doesn't use, well, you know, my estimate is, no, he used the numbers of things that sold in that particular pocket, okay? What I'm going to do here, I'm going to click on details, right? I'm going to click on details. I'm going to go to comparables and nearby listings, okay? All right, so if you look over here where I have my mouse scrolling, you're going to see Propstream. They went 1 year back from today. This is a smaller house. Let's look to see. This house is 925 square feet. All right, so it's a smaller house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Okay, they have it from 740 to 1010. I don't have an issue with that. They did 0.5. They went back a year. Okay, ideally, you can play with these. Ideally, you want to go back 3 to 6 months. You don't really want to do 12 months, but for the sake of this video and time, I'm not going to play too much with the filters. That's something you can do. I can use a year because I know how to pick out what's real and what's not real, right? So, let's take a look at this, right? 0.5 is cool. 0.25 is better, but 0.5 is cool. It's not nothing crazy. Now let's look at this, right? This is, I always pay attention to this. What areas this is? This is a satellite view, all right? And as far as the satellite view, from what I can see, the houses are pretty much in the neighborhood. Nothing on the main road. Let's look at map. Yeah, everything is pretty much is I want to say in this area. It's not like I don't see any main roads dividing anything, so I don't have to change anything there, right? Because when you're comping properties, and as you see, you don't see any main roads, right? You see how everything is in the neighborhood, no main roads dividing it? The reason being, okay, when you are comping properties, if you have a property on the main road, you do have to deduct the ARV. You can't use the in the neighborhood comps for the main road. All right? Now, I'm not saying you can't sell the property. You can. You just have to deduct from the ARV to make sure your numbers work. Because when people buy houses, what's going to happen, and I'm speaking from experience, I've been through this before, when you're on the main road, your buyers are going to say, well, I have kids, I have a dog, I don't want them to run out in the middle of the street and get hit or something happen to them, and I don't want a drunk driver to run off the road and, you know, my dog or my kids or me, or we're outside just hanging out in the front yard. So houses on the main road you can deduct 10 to 20,000 for on average from what they are, what the houses in the neighborhood go for. These are in the neighborhood. These are not in the main road, the property we're dealing with, right? So I'm pretty familiar with this area. I've wholesale many in this area. I have rentals in this area, so I'm familiar with this area, right? So we are working with this property on Cantwell Street, right? So we have 2 on Cantwell Street. Wow, we are so fortunate. We are not, right? Let me show you why. So if you're looking at my screen, right, I want you to look at year built. Year built is 1921. These next 2 on Cantwell Street are 2003 properties. So we cannot use those. Just eliminate those, all right? Eliminate those. Those are not going to work, all right? So don't think that you can use those as comparables, all right? So let's say we go down to the C. We're looking for 3 ones, all right? This was 900 square feet, got 126,000. It was built in 62 and 21. Both are older houses, all right? So there's a 40-year difference, okay, between these houses. Believe it or not, I can use that as a comp. I can use that as a comp, even though this one's a older house, all right? I can use that as a 3-bedroom, 900 square feet. I just have to get it updated and everything, all right? So let's take a look at it, all right? And this is what I love about Propstream, because they pull right off the MLS, okay? So free services, you can't really do all of this that this can do. So let's go back over here. So somebody did a really nice job with this. A brick house, somebody did a really nice job. Finished the hardwood floors. They have it clean, okay? They have it clean. And for them getting it clean, they were able to get that 126. That's cool, right? So I feel comfortable using that, right? Mine is 25 square feet bigger, but I feel comfortable using that as the ARV. 1 second. This one, 768, got 105. Okay, 107, 1,092 square feet. This one got 125. So for this property, right, like versus like, I can justify 126, right? So what I can do, right, I can click that. I can click this. This Samson one got 147, and that was around ours 1956 build. Yeah, this was rehacked. Okay, this was rehacked. Yeah, new cabinets, granite countertops, as you can see. All right, so I can click that. Now, average sale price, right? See, I clicked all these. Average sale price is about 133, right? But like the ones I click, right? So I'll say that, hey, look, probably done. You can get 130. Of course, the rehabber is going to use to do his own numbers, but you just want to be your numbers. You just want to utilize your numbers, right? So let's say we know this property is worth 130, right? And the cool thing about this, right? This pay for service, I can save these comps, right? By hitting save, right? For the sake of this video, I'm not going to do it, but I can just hit save. And also, I can do a view account report, right? And so view account report is going to send me a whole report. And with that whole report, right, I can email that to my cash box. Right? I can potentially email them this, okay? I can email them this with those properties, A, B, C. If they say, hey, how'd you get your numbers? I can email them this, all right? So that's a cool thing about Propstream. Okay, let's see. I can also, check this out, right? I can also send them comps in the Excel sheet. So I don't even have to send them the full report, right? Who wants the full report? I can send them comps right in the Excel sheet of how I got my numbers, right? So if I wanted to be of a service to them like that, this is how it will look. Okay? So this is how it will look, right? And you get to send them that, and they'll see it like, oh, okay, well, these are, same amount of square feet, different subdivisions, and in some cases that will make a big difference. And this, when you're talking about a 900 square feet house, and you're talking about a house that is, you're talking about a price point like this in a major city, you justify it, right? So you could probably push 130 if the house is done right, but that 126 number seems really accurate, okay? So now this is 3 bedroom, 1 bath, 900 and let me get that 25 square feet, 925 square feet, right? So chances are you're probably not going to squeeze a second or fourth bathroom in it. So now, if the cash buyer wants to do that, by all means, go ahead. But what we're going to do is we're going to be realistic and pay attention to the numbers, okay? Pay attention to the numbers. So with that being said, that's how you do that, right? So let's say we going with 126, right? We're going to be really conservative. We're going to go with that 126 number. All right, so 126 times 0.70 equals 88,200. The reason why I did 70% because across the board, an investor wants to be 70% all in for his investment. That means buying it for you, fixing it up, and him selling it, and then that's his spread, okay? Because he will have between 10 and 15% in cost, which consists of realtor commissions, closing costs, holding costs, and things of that nature. So, he wants to be 70% all in across the nation, However, you're in a place like Charlotte, you can probably push it a little bit more. If you're in a place like Charlotte, Phoenix, Atlanta, if you're in a hot market, is essentially what I'm saying, in a major city that's extremely growing, you can probably push it a little bit more. But I wanted to show you that, right? So that's 0.70. So let's say you say, all right, well, I want to take off 20,000, right, for repairs, right? So 20,000 for repairs. So you took off 20, that leaves you at 68, and you wanted to make $10,000 in a wholesale fee, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to offer maybe 55 to 50. The reason why, because you want to make 10 grand, so you want to go a little bit more just in case, so you can do the negotiations back and forth, all right? So that's what you'll do, right? So now we're back here, right? So we can make an offer on this property now, guys. We can make an offer. We know what we have to offer now, guys. All right. We're going to be between 50 and 60 on this offer. All right. So you want to know an easier way, a shortcut to see what properties are going to sell for? Let me show you something. All I got to do is go up here, cash buyers, and from cash buyers, I can look at what people are paying properties for cash. I actually wholesale this deal, just FYI. But I can look at what people are paying for properties with cash in this area. All right. So let's take a look to see. Now, whenever you see these numbers, 68.5, 57.5, and 29.5, 75, that does not count the assignment fee, okay? The assignment fee is not recorded. That's only between the parties involved who have the HUD statement, but that does not count the assignment fee, just FYI, all right? So, remember I told you guys, right, that you want to be between 50 and 60 for your offer, okay? Because ideally you want to sell it for 68,000. Ideally, you want to sell it for 68,000 ideally. And what do you have here? You look at this comparable on Cantwell Street. It's sold for 68.5. But you might want to push the numbers a little bit higher. You might want to push it a little bit higher. You might say, hey, look, give you 72 for mine. And you might be some negotiations or whatever the case may be. Yeah, but you have that option. Now, this is like a cheat sheet. Because with the cash transaction, yeah, if I click on going into detail, I can get the actual cash buyers. But the cash transactions, what that actually does, bro. And, these, now, somebody might say, well, somebody paid $110,000. Let's look at that one. That can be somebody, well, that was a corporate. Well, you can contact those people, all right? You can contact those people to see if they'll pay 110. But sometimes what you're going to notice is the higher price ones are normally people who have cash and they moved in the house, all right? You're going to start to pick that up eventually. But I know this area. I actually sold this property. So that's why, I know where we need to be at, which is, this 68, you can get a little bit more. So that person probably had it for 68.5 and could possibly sold it for, 72, 76. However, you want to be conservative with your numbers, right? You want to be conservative. You don't want to push it and scare your buyers away. All right, you don't want to scare your buyers away. You want to be extremely conservative. If you get that property, let's say you got it for 60, you sold it to this guy for 68.5. All right, you made 8,500. Okay, you didn't make your 10, you made 8,500. Great, whatever. But anyway, what you want to do is pay attention to this stuff, and the more you do it, the better you get, at it. Now remember that 68.5 does not include the assignment fee. The assignment fee is not recorded. So that person could have got it for 68.5 and sold it for 75, 78. But we want to be conservative and we want to move our deals. We don't want to get stuck with deals. I know guys that will say, hey, look, well, since the assignment fee is not recorded, well, I can just sell it for $80,000 because the market is hot, and then they try to sell a property for $80,000. And then a month goes by, everybody got discouraged from putting the offer in, and the property just sits there and they didn't sell it, right? They're wasting everybody's time. But if they had put the property, they had it for 60, if they had put it out for 72, they would have said, hey, somebody would have said, hey, look, I'm not far off. Would you take 68 for it? Because I can get it done. And that person could have said, yeah, and they could have closed it, all right? This is, for the most part, you want to run like volume, and you want to have relationships, you want to move this stuff. Yo, I don't want to sit on stuff. I want to move this stuff. So me, I'm going to price it correctly. So in this video, wrap it up. I taught you guys, showed you guys how to get comps like versus like, okay? It's like and like, all right? You don't do a 3-1 to a 4-2 or a 3-2. That one bathroom can play a lot. Each bathroom, I could say, you might want to subtract $5,000 to $10,000. If it's the same year but less bathrooms, but those bathrooms are valuable in the real estate market, unless you're in like a sub-market of a pocket that's extremely hot, okay? Main roads, again, take off $5,000 to $10,000 if you're in the main road from what the neighborhood goes for with the ARV. So your offer should be lower, okay? So those are the main things, all right? And I hope this was helpful with, comping properties and such. And remember, you don't want to pay attention to estimates or anything like that. You want comps and comparable things that you can justify, all right? And one more thing, if you have an older property and everything else is 2000 newer, but your property is built in the 50s and everything else 2000, you cannot use those 2000 or newer comps. You have to look for older comps. You might have to go further. If you can't do that, then you just want, all right, all the new houses that are built in 2000 go for 200. This has 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, but it's a 1950 house. Maybe this will get, let me see, 180. Because this is an older house and those are newer houses, right? And then you just work off the 180 number, okay? And yes, I'm being very conservative so that you can get the house at the right price and sell it fast and not be stuck with it, okay? Woo! All right, make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe, all right? Please do that. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, comment, man. Let me know. Comment. Let me know that was helpful. Share it with your friends. Use it as a resource, okay? Until next time, make sure you go to my Instagram page. Subscribe to my Instagram. If you need some contracts, you can go to my blog, wholesaling.com. You put your name and email in. You'll get the contract and assignment automatically sent to you. If you want access to me, go to my Facebook group, Wholesaling with the Doru. You can look in the file sections. We got scripts. We got a contract and assignments. We have all that in there, man. And as usual, until next time, I wish you much success in your life and in your business. Peace.